guys, it's been a while. Iceborne has completely taken over my life with good reason, and pretty much turned me into an introverted freak. But moving on with the video, with the Iceborne update we've been given so many tools at our disposal, from new weapons to strategies to even new skills, which brings us to today's video. The skill Offensive Guard seems to have the potential to be crazy good, since the buff you get is based off a percentage and not just a small addition to your attack like attack boost, peak performance or agitator. Offensive Guard at max, you could be looking at a 15% increase boost just by guarding an attack perfectly. The time frame for the boost is short, but you could seriously do some damage during the uptime that you actually have. But therein lies the problem: what weapons could make best use of the skill? I immediately thought of Charge Blade, of course, but that's too predictable. Lance is boring, and I suck at gunland, so that only left heavy bowgun. The only thing is we can't really guard point with heavy bowgun. Well, that is until now. This guide is going to show several ways that I've come up with to take full advantage of guard pointing with heavy bowgun, and just how to do it to get a chance at getting that sweet 15% attack. First method we have is the ammo stance, which is personally one of my favorite. With this method we're basically taking advantage of the changing position that clusters put us into. So the thought process is, if you're clustering it down the monster and they immediately wake up and go on a rampage, you can prepare yourself accordingly and completely tank the hit and get a beefy buff in the process. The downside is that it requires great timing, some familiarity of the monster's movements, but getting it off is so satisfying. It is important to note though that depending on your playstyle this may actually be worse, but nice to know it still works though, right? The next method is pretty jank, but you can still take advantage of a wild monster. I call it the wake up. After simply being knocked down, you immediately get up. Your heavy bowgun will automatically guard for you and you'll still activate Offensive Guard. The third method is pretty self-explanatory. I call it the Jawbuster. When you see an incoming attack, you simply hurry and unsheath your heavy bowgun. Gunners typically don't like to put their guns up because of the slow animation. But it's nice to know that if you had to quickly unsheathing, it would also activate Offensive Guard for free. The last and probably the most practical method is the Clutch Claw switch. While holding your bowgun, you press the right trigger to activate the Clutch Claw on the PS4 or Xbox, or whatever other system you're playing Iceborne on. Then right before your attack you can release the Clutch Claw so that your shield is back up. This seems like it's going to be the most universal among playstyles, since you don't have to change how you already play with bowgun that much and gives you little risk for such a high reward. It's right up there with my favorite heavy bowgun guard point methods next to the cluster stance. And there you guys have it. Those are all the ways that I was able to figure out how to guard point with heavy bowgun and to trigger the Offensive Guard skill. With that being said, this concludes the video. I'm not a big fan of telling people to like, comment and subscribe, but if the video was any help to you guys at all, feel free to share the video with friends, family, co-workers, the little old lady that lives across the hall or whatever. But I would like to thank you guys for making it this far into the video, and stay tuned for more Iceborne content. Till next time, my Monster Hunter fam.